What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of KrowndByKenzie. Did you guys hear Nene Leakes' interview this morning on The Breakfast Club? Well, baby, if you didn't, we here to talk about it. But before we get into it, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell so that way you know when I go live or I post another video. Now sit tight while we watch the intro.
How you doing?
All right, guys. So Nene Leakes and her new co-host Sierra Gates from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta were on. Did I say Atlanta? I probably did. They were on the Breakfast Club this morning, and baby, when I tell y'all in true Nene fashion, she threw a little shade when asked several questions about Real Housewives. So if you guys do not know, if you're living under a rock, like I always say, um, it's been this trend of everybody, including myself, wanting Nene back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You guys remember that whole fallout she had with Bravo and accusing Andy Cohen of being racist and so on and so forth. And then she went into litigation with them. It was a whole saga. But what looks like, yeah, Nene ain't ever coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta with the amount of talk going on around here and out here in these blog streets, and everybody's calling for Nene's return. Who knows? There may be a chance. But again, Nene was on Breakfast Club this morning promoting the podcast. Me and my homegirl, or my homegirl and me, whatever it's called, with her and Sierra Gates from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And of course, in true Breakfast Club fashion, Charlemagne, shout out. Um, they had to be a little messy and ask her some questions. So one of the questions was, would she ever return to the Real Housewives? And I want you guys to listen to what she had to say. Take a listen.
Housewives, would you come back? Did you make up with Andy Cohen? Is that a possibility? Y'all in meetings, conversations, thoughts, anything?
Well, we're not in meetings. We did settle our dispute with each other. I don't know if I'll go back to Housewives. I don't know what that looks like for me, but I won't say never. If they got a check that's got 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 on the end, I may be back. I don't know. I don't know.
When you say settle your dispute, was it financial settlement or?
I can't say, but we did settle everything.
Seems fair enough. 0, 0, 0, zeros. I don't blame Nene. Like, come on. And you know what? At the end of the day, all jokes aside, just like we see the people calling for Nene to come back, and she sees it, Bravo sees this as well. So at this point, yesterday's price is not today's price. So I don't blame her, because she know at this point she's in high demand. And if they're smart, they know too that she's in high demand. So aside from everything else that they went through, unless it's in the settlement or whatever have you that they cannot bring her back, I think it would be a smart choice for them to bring her back, because their ratings are going to go through the roof. They're going to be astronomical. Trust me when I say that, because it's like the whole world is calling for Nene back. As well as what's the movie Wicked, Cynthia Erivo, y'all saw that she was calling for Nene back as well. So I'm telling you, if Bravo, Shed, or whoever is behind Real Housewives of Atlanta, they will be very, very smart. Cut their personal losses and bring her back. But I want you guys to listen to what she had to say about whether or not she's spoken to Andy Cohen. I'm sorry. Take a listen.
You and Andy cool now? Y'all speak now?
I haven't spoken to him. No, but I'm not against speaking to him. But I haven't spoken to him.
It'd be a no-brainer. I mean,
Do y'all think they'll ever speak again? I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. But we can only pray. Now listen to what she had to say about whether or not she misses the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Take a listen.
I know you.
Do you know.
And the franchise is struggling.
I do miss the trips. I do miss the check. I don't miss the arguments. And I felt like if I was there, they would have to put certain girls around me. Like all of those girls that are there, and I don't even know who they are.
Yeah, we don't either.
I thought.
It's a lot.
That's
Well,
what
I
I
don't.
thought was that.
Now, the Kenya Moore shade of it all. Now, if you guys will recall, Kenya Moore, well, hold on, let's back up. Y'all know that Nene has been under a lot of scrutiny here lately regarding the pictures that she's posted on social media. A lot of people are saying that she had plastic surgery and pretty much she's unrecognizable at this point. Well, Nene refuted those rumors and said that she has not had any plastic surgery, that it's only contouring and makeup. Now, none of us are blind. I would hope so. Shout out to those who are, and hopefully you're listening. Um, but Nene does not look like the same Nene from season 1 of Atlanta Housewives. However, I have to be fair here. Y'all know when the girls get a little coin behind them, they start hiring makeup artists, wigologists, stylists, so on and so forth, and they do tend to change a little bit. You can tell when the money's hit them and they're backed up by a corner. So that could be it. But I'm kind of with a lot of you guys. She does not look the same, but we're gonna take Nene for her word and give her grace on that she did not have plastic surgery. But Kenya Moore was on a podcast with Candy. And while Kenya did start off nice, because if you guys know, you know that Kenya and Nene have not had the best past, but Kenya did and Candy did as well, and they have not had the best past either. They did give Nene her flowers, but in true Kenya Moore fashion, she had to throw out a little shade there. About the whole filter situation. And y'all know, here we go. In true Nene fashion, she had to throw out some shade as well. But before we get into that, remember they were in the airport. If you guys saw that video, they hugged, they talked about the filters, and everything seemed to be all good. So I want you guys to take a listen to what Nene had to say about that.
Is it true you ran into Kenya Moore at the
I
airport?
did.
Okay.
How was that?
So Kenya and I have been texting anyway. Like when she went through this whole thing, whatever happened with her exiting the show, we texted a few times. I was in London celebrating my birthday. She was there. We texted. We were going to try to have tea, but we couldn't. And just so happened we bumped into each other in the airport. And so we're cool. I'm cool with all of those girls. I don't have an issue. When you're on the show kind of pits you up against each other. But I don't have an issue with any of the girls. No one. Not anybody.
Did you say anything to Kenya? Because I know she was praising your looks, but then she also said you need to lay off the filler. So did you
She was
say
with Candy and said something.
No, we talked in the airport. First of all, I told her that they said, I think her and Candy were saying, let's give Nene, her props or something.
That
And I
was
was
first.
like, you don't give people their props and then throw shade trees, honey.
Yeah.
And then she said, I was talking about the filter. Well, honey, you use filters too. I don't know anybody that's posting their pictures without a filter. Most women are posting their pictures with a filter and they're cleaning up their picture. Now, if you look absolutely different in person than your picture on Instagram, now that's another story, wouldn't you say? That's
Absolutely.
a different story, but that's not what's happening
And
over
you
here.
don't.
I use a filter and I am the filter.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, Kenya Moore. Okay, Kenya. Okay, because these girls need to use filters too.
Damn.
Yeah, I see them in the airport. I see girls on Instagram. They look great on Instagram. You see them in person. You be like, this the same person.
How did Kenya look at the in person at the
Well,
airport?
she
you
was
messy
looking
too. You
amazing.
messy. You just as messy. I'm like, how?
Well, I just keep it real and tell it like
How
it
did
is.
she
I'm never
look?
afraid of any of those girls. She looked okay. She wasn't looking her best.
Yeah.
But she
at the
looked
airport.
okay. She could have used a hairdo and a filter.
Okay.
The shade, honey. Well, that's true Nene fashion. Now, when I heard this at first, I'm kind of like in my Porsha voice, wrong road, Nene, wrong road. Don't let Charlamagne, Jess, and DJ Envy hype you up now. And you and Kenya wind up falling out again because y'all doing good. And that's what we like to see. I'm telling you, if Nene Leakes would go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta, I would love to see a collaboration of her and Nene. Nene and Kenya. That would be perfect. both read queens. But then on the other side of it, the good side of it, I had to take a step back and I had to think about it. It was fun shade. The girls love throwing fun shade, right? It's a joke, right? And if you guys know, Nene and Kenya, that's what they're known for. They both are shady. I think it's just in their hearts. That's just who they are. So, like I said, the other side of me thought, okay, it's just fun shade, and Kenya's gonna take it, we hope, in the best way possible, and does not do another interview or a podcast or anything to come back at her, because then it starts the war all over again. And you guys know they are known to be frenemies. But y'all know the biggest frenemies of them all, Porsha and Nene. Now, if you'll recall, Porsha has been going through this ongoing battle with her almost ex-husband, Simon Gobadia. If you don't know that story, go back and read up on it, okay? We ain't got time to go into it. But Nene, during the midst of this divorce, her and Nene have come to odds for some reason. Now, I think it's deeper than what we know, and maybe that's on Porsha's part, and Nene doesn't know, or maybe it's on Nene's part, and she does know why Porsha's mad with her. But anyway, they were supposed to be doing the Upshaws together. This a show with Kim Fields and what's the comedian Mike Epps and Wanda Sykes. And so Nene posted a video not too long ago saying that pretty much Porsha tried to get her kicked off the show, or Porsha stated that she did not want to do the show if Nene was going to be involved, because for the particular scene, they needed two housewives, and Nene and Porsha are the ones that they picked. So Nene went on to do the show, but Porsha did not. And that pretty much began the online portion of their feud. Now, again, whatever happened behind the scenes, we don't know. But I want you guys to take a listen to what Nene had to
Do
say.
you reach out to people like when you see like Porsha going through a divorce or anything?
Yes. So when Porsha was going through her divorce, you know, she was married to Simon. I was dating Yanni. They're both African guys. They hung out together. We hung out. We double dated and all those things. And I was talking to her during that time, and I was doing this show called The Upshaws, and she kind of was like, she didn't want to do the Upshaws with me. She didn't tell me that. She told the production crew, and the production told us that, you know.
Is that true? I don't believe Porsha.
It's the truth.
Really?
It's
Porsha don't
the
seem
truth.
like that type. Porsha not catty like
Where
that.
she
Did
is.
something happen a little bit? Like
She did that. Nothing happened. She did that. She said that. That's the truth.
So you did it.
I did it. They brought in Cynthia Bailey the next day, and Cynthia shot the scene with me.
Oh, so it's supposed to be you and Porsha.
It was supposed to be Porsha and I. I did not know that, and I don't think Porsha knew that until we arrived to set. That we were both going to be shooting a scene together. And
Oh, so Porsha was on set.
Yeah, she was on set the day before. She had gone in to do her fittings and things, and I gone in the next day to do my fitting. And the following day, we were going to shoot the scene, and Porsha didn't show up, and they went scrambling, and they ended up flying Cynthia Bailey in, and she did it. But Portia did do that. Now, that's the honest truth. It doesn't really matter to me. I haven't spoken to her since. I don't have.
How long ago was it?
I don't know. It's been months. The show just aired like yesterday or the day before yesterday.
You don't think it could have been a personal issue and she had to
I don't
get
have
up out of there?
we didn't have
with her, like in her life, like.
No, I don't think so. But listen, I don't care.
Why would they even tell you that? That's messy to even tell you that.
Yeah, because they were in a frenzy and we weren't shooting, and my manager did some digging and asked somebody that was on set, and they told us what happened. But listen, I'm still not mad. I really don't care. It's not that serious to me. You can text her right now, so can I. In fact, I have the text messages because I did text her when it happened, and I told her. And so I did text her.
Wow.
And but it doesn't matter. Listen, if you don't want to work with somebody, that's fine with me. You don't have to work with me. I think that's bad business on your behalf to show up somewhere and be like, you know what? I don't want to work with Charlamagne today.
Well, you guys heard it there first. That's how Nene feels about it. Now, let me tell you something. Y'all, we have to normalize people in our lives, if we really cherish these people, to reach out and give them a call if they've wronged us in some kind of way. At least give them one courtesy phone call for them to get it right and make it up. Now, I don't know whether or not Porsha called Nene and told her behind the scenes what the issue was, and Nene just does not want to say because maybe she could be in the wrong, or maybe Porsha failed to call her, and Nene really has no idea of what she did to Porsha in this whole situation. But for me, I feel like, normalize calling your friends up on the line and bring, bring, bring. Hey girl, you did XYZ to me, and this is how I feel about it now. My dad always told people how you feel and what you feeling, because they have one or two choices. Either they're going to accept it or they're not going to accept it. Either way, it's not your problem. So I would hope that Porsha did that when it comes to the relationship with Nene, especially if it was real. But if it wasn't real, then hey, I see what it was, And a lot of times these girls, they're on these shows and they're just friends just because they're on the show. They're co-workers, but they call each other friends. But as soon as the cameras go down, they don't even associate with each other. They can care less. And I'm wondering if this is what the relationship is between those two. But now I did watch the Upshaws the other day in the scene where, and like Nene said, they put Cynthia in the place, Cynthia Bailey, and it was good. Nene did her thing with one of the sites. It was really hilarious. You guys got to go back and watch that. It's the Upshaws with Mike Epps and Kim Fields Freeman. It was really, really good. Cynthia, her part was very, very small. So it led me to think or wonder, shall I say, if Porsha had been on there, would the part have been even bigger? I guess we'll never know. But speaking of Cynthia Bailey, just as a little extra for you guys remember I told you about in the previous story that Peter Thomas, the ex-husband of Cynthia Bailey, he had been sentenced to prison, I want to say for about 2 years in federal prison. And you guys know Nene and Peter from pictures and posts. They seem to have a pretty good friendship. So just in case you guys were wondering how she feels about the whole Peter going to prison situation, take a listen.
Have you spoke to Peter Thomas with all the stuff that's going on with him?
I haven't spoken to Peter, but I see Peter often. We don't live that far from each other, but I haven't spoken to him. But I will speak to him. I will speak to Peter because me and Peter go way back.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with Peter, and I really do hate that this is happening to him. So, yeah, Peter's my brother. I love Peter. So,
Do you
All right, guys, there you have it. Thoughts, or how do they say it? Straight from the horse's mouth. Nene Leakes just told y'all exactly how she feels. Let me know how you guys feel about this video and about the interview. And if you have not watched the whole Breakfast Club interview, I will put the link in the comments. But slide on over to my comments and let me know what you guys think about this and anything else that you want to talk about. I want to thank you guys so much for watching Crowned by Kenzie. And again, make sure you guys subscribe, comment, like, and hit that notification bell so that way you know when we go live or we post another video. And guys, let's keep our fingers crossed and our hands prayed up that Nene makes the return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You guys take care. Have a great evening. Peace out. Bye.
how you doing?